This video is brought to you by DotSpace. Do you need to go to design school? This is probably the #1 question that people ask me, because if you don't know who I am, I'm a logo designer and hand lettering artist. I make these videos and I didn't go to design school. My livelihood and my living are all based in design, whether it is logo design, hand lettering, or talking about logo design here on the channel, or creating courses for you to check out. All the money I make is from logo design and I love doing it. It's a massive passion of mine, but I haven't always been good at it. I never always wanted to be a logo designer, but I didn't even go to school to be a logo designer. So how does that work? Well, I just want to do a little sit down video with you guys and really talk about it, because I've never been to design school and I get this question asked a lot of the time on the channel that, Will, how did you become a designer without even going to design school? Or should I go to design school? Or should I just be freelance and just not even bother and just take my chances out there in the real world? I've been reading a book lately and it's a really cool book. It's Aaron Draplin's Pretty Much Everything book, and it talks about his journey in design, how he went to design school and what he thinks about it, to everything else. And it's really opened up my eyes to understanding what design school is all about. It's opened up my eyes to the reality of design in this modern day and age, whether we need to go or we don't need to go. It's opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff to do with an outer experience of graphic design rather than just my personal experience. So what I think is only fair to do is to actually lay this down as a pro and con video of design school, whether you should actually go. So here are some pros to going to design school. The first one would be that you get to learn design from experts, or people who actually know what they're talking about with design, the people that can teach you the theory behind design and everything all about it, including all the boring stuff and the fun stuff. They teach you all about that and you come out understanding what design is. Of course, the con to that is the fact that you may not have any experience in the design world when you come out of the college or university or school. So that means that if an employer asks you, where have you worked before? What do you do? What is your speciality in design? What niche are you a part of? What do you enjoy doing the most? Then you're not going to have much of a say about that. You're not going to be able to tell them what you're good at or what you've done personally. You can only show them that you know what you're kind of talking about, even though you've had no experience. You've been taught the theory and some of the practicalities of design. The next pro for going to design college would be that you would make friends and you get the university experience, and you wouldn't have to grow up too quick, which is what people are scared of. I think people are too scared to grow up. And also you have that layer of security for a while, knowing that you'll get a degree, knowing that you'll get this NVQ in design or whatever qualification that you'll get. You have this layer of security. The con to that is that you're starting later than some other designers, which means that you'll be quite far behind even after you've finished university, unless you do side projects at university, which will just fill up all your free time. Okay, so there's a few pros and cons to going to university, but what are the pros and cons of actually doing it freelance, the way that I did it, self-taught freelance, no education needed, just look online and study away books that people have written? So what are the pros and cons? The first pro has got to be that you can do it on your own time, that you have your own time, you're your own boss, you make your own decisions, you study what you want to study, you make what you want to make. The cons to that would be that sometimes people don't work well under lack of pressure. People need the pressure of going to university to work hard and to actually work like a student or someone who's learning something. Another con would be that you learn highly from your own mistakes and not the mistakes of the people who are teaching you, like your design professors. I guess that is an actual pro for going to university for design school, that you learn from other people's mistakes and you get an insight into their lives, more so than you would probably get if you're doing it freelance or out of education. Another pro for being freelance is that you could take on projects and earn money at the same time as learning. The con is going to be that you probably don't have the proper abilities to execute that design properly or to even process that design. So the work that you do as you're learning for clients or people like businesses, small shop owners, it's probably not going to be that great compared to someone who understands it a bit more, whether they've been to uni or they've just had the experience of learning in the world. Another pro for going to university is that you get a degree which enables you to get jobs in design in different places like studios or in different firms or agencies. This means that you get higher job security very quickly if you're very successful when you come out with your bachelor's degree. Okay, so I've talked about a few of the pros and a few of the cons on both sides of doing it yourself, self-taught, and going to university and being taught there. But I haven't talked really about the money situation. This all sounds fine and dandy doing it by yourself or even going to university, but there's always two sides to the coin, which means that when you go to university, you could be in thousands of pounds worth of debt when you come out, which you will have to pay off when you earn enough, which means that you're probably going to be not living on very much when you come out of university, whether you are in the UK or anywhere else in the world. Whereas a freelancer, they don't have any education or student fees, so they don't have to pay them out, but obviously they're going to find it harder at first to get clients and make money because they're being self-taught. This is probably a good time for the person who wants to be self-taught to get a job just to pay the bills, and then all the free time they have that they can spend it on without killing themselves will be spent building their design portfolio and their business and building the clientele. Money is a huge factor in all of this, and you know, I for one couldn't see myself going to university to do this because one, I didn't have the grades. I don't think anyone would take me. Two, I don't think anyone believed I had any artistic ability in me because I didn't believe it in myself. I was just doing it for fun at first, and then when it became a real passion of mine, that's when I made the jump. So what's my final conclusion? Should you go to university or should you be self-taught? Well, I think it's honestly up to you, because either way you're going to pay the price for it, either through debt or through not having money. Don't be fooled into thinking that when you go to university you're going to get a job afterwards, because that is simply not the case. That hardly ever happens when you're in a design setting in a university, simply because there's not enough jobs to go around and because you don't have the experience. Now for me, why do I get paid and how do I get paid? Like, why do people pay me to do stuff even though I've got no qualification in doing it? Well, the reason behind people paying me is because they see my work. They see the work that I've done for other companies. They know that I've built a following online of people that like me, that subscribe to me, follow me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and they like my work, and people take inspiration from that. And that only comes through experience, and that only comes through trying and trying again and being honest with yourself, saying when things are good, when things are bad, and changing them. Now, you don't always get that with a university, because basically you're being taught something and you have to do that something, and then you're hopefully going to get a job. That is when your experience starts. But as a freelancer like me who was self-taught, my experience started on the day that I started designing stuff, even if it was just portfolio projects. I'm starting a new playlist on my channel and it's going to be all about design critique. I'm not too sure what to call it yet, but I want you guys to show me your designs, whether they're logo design, lettering, or whatever. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can actually send it to. It'll either be an email address or a Twitter handle where you can DM it and stuff like that. I'm going to put that in the description below. Don't email it to me personally because I'll get confused, but email it to this place down in the description below and I'll receive it, and I'm going to be basically showcasing it in a video with your name, your Instagram handle, and I'm going to tell you what I love about it and what needs to grow. We're going to do a good and grow section on this channel for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are amazing. I love you. Have a good one.